The Star Wars Episode 9 trailer is here. And I don't care. It was a teaser trailer. There is nothing on God's green earth that could make me go see the next Star Wars movie. Listen, if you like Star Wars, I have no problem with you. If you want to go see Star Wars Episode 9, I will say, yeah, cool, do it, go for it. I won't stop you. A lot of people seem to think that simply because some people don't like certain movies, they're trying to take that movie away from someone else. Let's talk about with like the Captain Marvel controversy. Everyone's all up in arms. Oh no, they're review bombing. They're saying they don't want to see the movie. Yeah. If they don't want to see the movie, so what? The movie is still going to come out. However, The Last Jedi was so excruciatingly painful and bad, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that will get me to go and see this movie. I'm sorry. Now, there's some jokes, like Babylon Bee wrote a story saying, a Star Wars fan so disillusioned by The Last Jedi, they're only going to see Star Wars 9 3 times. I believe Star Wars Episode 9 is going to make a hell of a lot of money. It's possible, however, it doesn't. Because here's what I've heard. I have never seen the movie Solo. Never seen it. You know why? First, Rogue One, good movie. I like Rogue One. I know a lot of people don't like it. No, I thought Rogue One was fun. It was fun. I like the Star Wars universe. I was a huge Star Wars fan. The Last Jedi happened, and I sat in that theater wincing and cringing and getting really angry, and the only reason I did not walk out was because I wanted to know what happened in the movie for cultural contextual reasons, so I could actually be like, oh yeah, this, that, and this happened. But it was so bad, I was done. I was like, none of this movie makes sense. It was so bad. I got bad news for you, though. So the trailer dropped. I don't really care about this article about the trailer dropping. I care more about this article. Star Wars 9 won't be influenced by The Last Jedi backlash. That's a bad thing. But apparently not true. I think this is a lie. Because I think, supposedly there was a poster that came out that showed the Knights of Ren. Yes, let's talk about how bad The Last Jedi was and how it makes literally no sense. First of all, whatever Mark Hamill is saying now, I think it's fair and obvious to point out he was upset with the direction of the movie and where they brought Luke Skywalker, at least for a time. He did come out later and say, you know, I get it. And I think it is fair to point out, you never want to be an old dude, a stodgy old dude, complaining about how things are changing, right? And I have stories about that maybe I'll get to later. The point is, he gave a ton of interviews where he was like, this is what you think happens to Luke? I think they ruined Star Wars. I really, really do. Look at the original trilogy. Great movies. But they weren't about ninjas fighting and using magic powers for the most part. It was a wide range of characters, of which there was only really one who had impressive powers, Luke. Everybody else was kind of a normal, fighter pilot or smuggler, and they had talents about them. But the Force became everything with the prequels, adding midichlorians, and then all of a sudden you have these crazy Force battles. Then what happens? We get The Last Jedi, where Leia, Mary Poppins is her way through space. The original movies were interesting movies, and it was an adventure in this sci-fi space fantasy. Here's what I think happens with the next Star Wars movies. The Force Awakens, the Last Jedi, and now this have literally nothing to do with the other Star Wars movies. They're not explaining or adding anything to the films, and they've done nothing with Luke Skywalker. You look at where Anakin started, right? Here's what I think should have been done. Anakin, first 3 movies. Anakin, next 3 movies. But also Luke Skywalker, first 3 movies. I mean the original movies. Next 3 movies. They should have had Luke maintain himself as a strong and important character for the next 3 films, but Rian Johnson comes in and takes a dump all over everything, and now it's trash. The Force Awakens was not bad. I felt like it was, for the most part, kind of a shot-for-shot remake of the original movie with just kind of different characters, because I think what they were trying to do was create a Star Wars universe. Apparently, Solo was a good movie. I did not go see it because of how bad The Last Jedi was. And now we have the more important news. Whatever you think about how the trailer... I think the trailer looks like trash. I watched it and I was like, oh, good Lord. Listen, what makes a trailer good is not just... It was well edited. It was interesting. But Rey is such a destroyed character, in my opinion, because of how bad The Last Jedi was. I have no interest in what she's doing or why she's doing it. Sorry, she does a backflip over a speeder of some sort. I don't care. I really don't. And you know what? Apparently, they refuse to learn, but still, look, I don't know if this story here is about them refusing to learn or about them learning, right? Star Wars movies will take a break after Episode 9, Disney says. Yes, because, look, how many Marvel movies come out and they all do really, really well? Even Captain Marvel, which was contentious, did really, really well. And I don't think Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel was whelming, is way to put it. I give it, I believe I said it was awful, but it has been some time since I've seen it. And I think it's fair to say that there were some good moments in Captain Marvel that I was like, oh, but it was just so whelming. I watched Hellboy recently too, really disappointed, because I really do like Hellboy. And I think it was just they tried cramming too much into one movie. I don't think they knew where they were going, trying to launch a universe, whatever. But I won't watch that Hellboy movie again, the remake, but I definitely would see a sequel because I did like the visuals and it was entertaining, just, But anyway, look. Star Wars is taking a break after Episode 9. And there's a lot of debate as to why Solo did bad. Solo did bad not because it was a bad movie. And this is what really makes me laugh about how people don't understand how economics and markets work. Listen, Pirates of the Caribbean 1 was a good movie. So people go and see it, right? That's great. Word of mouth tells everyone, you gotta go see this movie. Wow, it's so good. Good marketing. Pirates of the Caribbean 2 was kind of meh. But everyone wanted to see Pirates 1 again. They want to relive that experience. The next Pirates movies, in my opinion, were all pretty bad. Up until the last one, which I can't remember what the name was. It was okay. But because the first was so good, the rest did well because people were hoping to relive that experience. Star Wars, The Last Jedi was so bad, nobody wanted to relive that experience. So they didn't go and see Solo. Now, admittedly, I think Solo still made some money, but I think it was a net loss because of all the marketing they put into it, thinking it was going to be a billion-dollar franchise. But listen, Solo did really bad, and people claim maybe it's because people are Star Wars'd out. And that's why I bring up the Marvel movies. How many Marvel movies come out nonstop and people go and see them? Because Marvel movies are good. Even Captain Marvel, which is really bad, people are still going to go see Endgame. In fact, Endgame's probably going to be the biggest movie ever done, ever, adjusted for inflation, just period. Well, let's see what they have to say. This is from just the other day. Walt Disney Chief Executive Bob Iger said he's not at all concerned that consumers may be overexposed to the Star Wars brand, but the film franchise will go on hiatus after December's big release. We have not announced any specific plans for movies thereafter. There are movies in development, but we have not announced them. So is that really a hiatus? I mean, I guess he says it is. The upcoming film, which doesn't yet have a title, it does, The Rise of Skywalker, is the 9th in the so-called Skywalker saga. And slated for, and they're going to go, Rey is actually Luke's daughter or some nonsense. It's the third installment of a film trilogy that Disney began with The Force Awakens in 2015. After that, the franchise will focus more on TV projects, Iger said. We will take a pause sometime and reset. Because the Skywalker saga comes to an end with the 9th movie, there will be other Star Wars movies, but there will be a bit of a hiatus. And I'm going to say it right now, I will never go see another Star Wars movie again. And this is not because of some political nonsense. The videos I made in response to The Last Jedi actually pushed back on the SJW narrative, right? You had a lot of people on the anti-SJW side saying Admiral Holdo is, Admiral Gender Studies or whatever, and that it was SJW. I didn't think anything of that. I don't care about that argument. I don't even have a problem with the Mary Sue aspect of Rey. I don't like that she just lifted, 30 tons of rocks or whatever, has powers beyond all recognition without training. I think it's bad writing. The problems I have is the weird Luke Skywalker is an unimpressive and uninspiring character. The Luke Skywalker I saw when I was younger was like this the hero's journey. He was a young kid who did his best to become great, right? Let me put it this way. You know who I really, really like? Anime references incoming. Goku, Yusuke Urameshi, Naruto. For one simple reason. Actually, and Ichigo Kurosaki falls in this camp as well. If you don't know who any of these characters are, don't worry. I'm going to explain something very simple. One of the reasons all of these characters are so popular is that they respond to desperation by becoming stronger. They overcome all odds and rise above. To me, that is inspirational. When I see stories, that gives me this feeling inside where I'm like, yes, you can do it. Positivity. We can succeed. What do I watch when I see, what do I see when I watch The Last Jedi? Luke Skywalker went on this journey. He became, this farm boy. He was a humidity farmer or whatever, and then he became the return of the Jedi, and he had powers, and he was strong and powerful, even a little arrogant. But through that, you can see he's overcome all of the challenges in front of him. What do I want to see in the next series? I want to see Luke Skywalker. It should have been something about, I don't know. I'm not going to write these things, but Luke Skywalker being powerful and bringing back the Jedi Order and all this stuff and the challenges they face. That should have been the launching point. Why is it that after all these years, they're still in shambles? Luke was a failure. Luke Skywalker in the new series, a failure. And that makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad. I don't want to watch this guy. You know what I can't stand more than anything else? You know what show I absolutely hate? Ed, Ed, and Eddie. You ever see that show? You know I hate that show? It's a show about losers. You know why Family Guy is funny and The Simpsons are funny? Because the main characters, not necessarily all of them, but Homer and Peter, are bumbling losers who somehow manage to get by. And there's jokes around it, and it's kind of funny. What I really hate is watching shows about people who fail nonstop. That is not funny to me. It's cringy. Why would I want to watch a loser? Maybe some people do like watching losers because it makes them feel better about themselves. I like feeling inspired. I like seeing people who are doing better and succeeding. There's something funny about losers succeeding, like Homer and Peter. But you know what I want to see? I want to see Luke Skywalker. You know what would have been great? Okay, you want to kill off Luke Skywalker? Fine. But kill him off in a way that was him, what did he do? The illusion thing, he projects himself. Not bad, but just kind of underwhelming. I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, he was a hologram. I wanted to see an actual grand battle. I wanted to see Luke put everything he had to show how powerful he had become, and we didn't really get that. I don't think Luke should have died. You could have had Luke die at the end. In fact, he could have Obi-Wan Kenobi'd himself to make a really good point, paying homage to the original trilogy. It ends with Luke. I guess that's what they were trying to do, and I just feel like they really just shat all over the character. It just was bad. There was so much wrong with what they were trying to do with The Last Jedi. I'm just over it. This is a ranty rant, but you know what? The trailer's out. Sluggish toy sales, because who wants to own a character who's a loser? Luke was uninspired. He became a nothing hermit, failure who gave up. That pissed me off. I'm like, I'm so excited to see what Luke had become. What would have been really, really badass? To see Luke as a general leading this massive, new Jedi Order. You have, it would have been cool? The Knights of Ren, right? That was actually pretty cool in the beginning. Oh, what are they going to be? And then Rian Johnson's like, they're gone. They're not even here. And now apparently they're coming back, so God knows what's happening. It would have been badass to see a new Jedi Order. Think about what they could have done. I'll tell you what. Here's a movie I'll write for The Last Jedi. Luke Skywalker is a hermit, but he's got 12 new dudes, new characters, Jedis introduced into the universe that can become new inspired characters that could launch shows or movies, and they're all training to become light side, good dudes. But there's nuance. You could have done something with that, and you could have shown he wasn't a loser. He actually went into hiding to make sure that they would actually understand true balance of the Force. You could have done so much. Instead, what did they do? Whatever, man. I'm done. I am not seeing this movie. But if you want to see it, by all means, I hope you have a good time. Have your popcorn, your nachos, your soda pop, your icy, whatever it is you do. And seriously, just because I'm upset, just because I have a negative opinion towards Star Wars because of Last Jedi, doesn't mean anybody else needs to feel bad or not enjoy it. If you like it, I respect your opinion as to why you do. This was just me ranting about why I don't. I'll see you in a few minutes. I have more videos coming.